What's going on, everybody? This is Cody, the home theater hobbyist. If you are a normal follower of this channel, you know this is not my normal setup. I'm actually in a hotel room because I've been doing a little traveling for my day job. Plus, I've also been traveling a little bit with family, doing some family vacation stuff. So I've been having a lot of fun, and honestly, that's one of the reasons why I haven't been able to do as many videos so far this year, but hopefully that'll pick up. But while traveling, I've been able to listen to music, watch movies, and television in style, in class, in high resolution with these particular headphones. These are the Focal Bathys, and quite frankly, these things sound I almost want to say fantastic, because I really like the way these particular headphones sound. But before I get too far into this, I want to give a shout out to Audio Advice, because they sent me these headphones for review. So if you want to purchase these or anything else for your home setup, whether it be a projector, a turntable, a television, speakers, headphones, whatever, use those links in the description below and Audio Advice will take care of you. But back to these, the Focal Bathys. Now, these things look good. These have the Focal design. You can see they have the honeycomb pattern here on the ear cup. This is made out of metal. You've got metal right here. There is leather on top with some microfiber under here, so it's nice and soft on your hand. The cups themselves swivel in and out, so you can lay them flat on a table like this, or you can lay them flat inside the carrying case, which just unzips and allows you to lay them flat. They come with two cables, a USB-C cable and a 3.5mm headphone cable. So you can plug into your computer with either one of those, and you use the USB-C cable to charge the headphones because they do have a battery built in. Now that battery has about 30 hours of life, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But when you put these on, just put them over your head like that, and they are over the ear, so they cover your ear and they give you a nice seal over your ears. But if you want to turn them on, there's a little switch right here that you can use with your thumb, and you can turn these on. And as you can see, this little Focal emblem right here, it lights up and it actually looks really cool. So I think that's a nice touch. But let's talk about my experience with these headphones, and specifically I want to talk about traveling and battery life, because these have 30 hours of battery life, which is good for pretty much any situation once you have them charged, because I mean, you're probably not going to listen to anything for 30 hours straight. Let's just be honest. But the good news is it has the battery life there. Now, for me, like I said, I've been traveling and I got on a plane actually to come here, and I had a few episodes of season 2 of The Mandalorian queued up on my iPad to watch, because I was trying to catch up again on season 2 so I could begin watching season 3, which I haven't seen yet, so don't drop any spoilers in the comment section. But anyways, I had those episodes queued up, and I pulled these out of the carrying case along with the 3.5mm headphone jack, because I was just going to plug them in to my iPad because it's just right there on the tray, and I was like, that's fine. And when you plug these in using the 3.5mm headphone jack, it is a passive connection. So you have to turn these headphones on to actually use it, right? You have to turn these headphones on, period, to use them. And when I turned them on, all of a sudden they just died. And I was like, huh, that's strange. So I did it again and they died, and I did it again and they died. And I realized that the battery was dead because I had forgotten to charge it because of that 30 hours of battery life. And I was so sad, because I was like, man, I was really looking forward to sitting down with these and just having a good experience watching The Mandalorian. So I was like, well, what am I gonna do? And I had my earbuds in my pocket, so I just put those in, and I realized I had my laptop charger with me because these charge via USB-C, and there was a charging plug, right there in the seat. So I plugged them in, and I was like, well, we'll get a little bit of battery life. So I just began kind of listening to music, and they went over the safety announcement, and then we pulled away from the gate and began to, get on the runway, and we started taxiing and we took off. And right after we took off, I was like, you know what? I wonder if these have fast charging, because I want to see if these actually have fast charging. So I pulled them off the charger and I put them on and I turned them on, and they came on with like 60% charge. So I was like, yes, I was so happy, to have fast charging. And after I got off the plane, I found the specs, and they do have fast charging. Focal says 15 minutes of charging will give you 5 hours of use. So that's what they have in them. And for me, that was plenty, because my flight was like 4 hours, so I had plenty. And then I took the 3.5mm headphone jack out, put it in my iPad, plugged it in, and began watching The Mandalorian, and had a great experience. Moving on to noise cancellation. These headphones have 3 different modes, and you can access those modes via a button here on the left ear cup or inside the app, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But the 3 modes are silent, soft, and transparency. In silent mode, it does all of its noise cancellation, 100% of its noise cancellation. So that's for things like, traveling on airplanes next to airplane engines, lawnmowers, that sort of thing, right? Now, in soft mode, it reduces the amount of noise canceling that it does. It's not completely off, but it does reduce it so you can hear some of your surroundings. And then it has transparency mode, which basically lets everything through so you can talk to your neighbor, hear the pilot talking, whatever's going on. Now, for me in my travels, obviously, and honestly, I use the silent mode pretty much exclusively, and I have to say it does work. But I will say this, I did compare them to my own headphones. These are the Sony WH-1000X M4s, noise canceling headphones from a few years ago. And if I were to give these Sonys a 5 out of 5, I have to say that the Focals are probably something like a 4.8 out of 5, something like that. They are really good. Not quite as good as Sony's implementation, but actually very, very good. And quite frankly, I have no issues recommending these for noise cancellation because they are so close to Sony's, and quite frankly, the sound quality from movies and music sounds much better with the Focal. So I think Focal has done a great job with these. Now, let's talk about features for a moment. Like I said earlier, these headphones have an app, the Focal Name app. And inside the app, you can do things like EQ. You can also do the noise cancellation. You can change how much noise cancellation there is. And you can also change the LED light. So for instance, I have the LED on right now, and I can dim it like that, or I can even just turn it off. So that's a nice little feature, and I'll just leave it on because we're in the review. But as far as sound quality is concerned, like I said, there is an EQ feature. And if you're playing music, you can actually access this EQ feature. And they have like 2 different presets. They have a home preset, and they also have a loudness preset. But they have a custom preset as well. So you can kind of set this 5-band EQ however you want for your custom, listening sessions. But for me, when I was listening to these headphones, I listened to it with no EQ, out of the box sound. I listened to both Bluetooth and USB DAC mode, where I had it plugged into my laptop and I could listen to music in their full, 24-bit, 192 kilohertz quality. So when I was listening to these, I have to say, I enjoyed listening to music, watching movies, watching television with these headphones, mainly because they image so well. And when I talk about imaging, what I mean is you can kind of hear where things are in 3-dimensional space. Okay, so when you're listening to your favorite artist and they have a band or something accompanying them, you can really kind of tell where things are in 3-dimensional space with these headphones. They've done a great job with imaging, much better than my Sony's and much better than some other headphones I tried as well, in Bluetooth mode and when you're hooked up to a computer using the DAC. I was really, really impressed with the imaging. One song that I use whenever I'm testing is called You Loved Me. It's a gospel song by an artist named Karen Clark Sheard. It's Karen and her daughter singing. So you get 2 female vocals kind of singing along. And in that particular song, with the way this images, you can actually hear them both in the center, but there is still just a touch of separation between them two, so that one's probably standing just a touch forward of the other. And again, the band is playing around them. It just really, really works. And so when it comes down to just listening to these, I just really, really enjoyed listening to live concerts, listening to just MP3s, even low quality stuff, because they image so well. They bring out so much detail, and voices sound nice and natural, buttery smooth. You get nice detail, raspy voices, nice rasp. Okay, it works really, really well. The overall presentation is just a little bit forward, so you're going to hear the treble really nice, you're going to hear the mid-range really nice, and the bass is also going to be nice and punchy. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more laid back, these might not be the headphones for you, but if you like a little bit of a forward presentation, these headphones work really, really well. Now, I just said the bass is punchy. When listening to bass-heavy music, I didn't notice any boominess. I noticed quick, fast transitions with the bass. And when listening to classical music where there's a lot of heavy A's playing on the violin and stuff like that, it was clean, clear, and crisp. I think Focal really has a winner on their hands with these headphones. I think they sound fantastic. The Bathys also support smart assistants like Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, and Siri, and you can make and take phone calls via Bluetooth. So let me play an audio sample so you can hear the call quality. This is a call quality test in a stairwell with the Focal Bathys. This is a call quality test in a stairwell with the iPhone. Now, as far as drawbacks are concerned, there's a few drawbacks that I see with these headphones. The first one I've already mentioned. When you use the 3.5mm headphone jack with these headphones, you have to turn them on. So they're never truly passive headphones. Because with some headphones, if the battery's dead, you can plug in that 3.5mm headphone jack and you still get sound. With these, you have to have power, okay? So that is a drawback in my opinion. Now, the good news is if you have a charger, it only takes 15 minutes to get you 5 hours, but you do need a charger. So that's the first drawback. Now, the other drawback that I found, and this is more personal, is I wish these cups were just a little bit softer, a little bit more plush, because when I put these headphones on, I notice them around my head more so than, let's say, my Sonys. My Sonys, I don't really feel them at all, but with these, I just notice that they're there. Now, noticing that they're there, I don't have any headaches. I wore these 4 hours. Just like, will I get a headache? No, never got a headache, never had any pain, but I do notice just a little bit of pressure around my head with these ear cups. So I wish these were just a little bit softer. And the other drawback is really more personal, and that is these headphones are $799 as I record this. So for some people, that's expensive, myself included. That's expensive, but some people, that's not a big deal. And I have to say, if you can afford these headphones, these things sound fantastic. They image very, very well. Much better than my Sonys and much better than some other headphones I have tried as well. So if you want to purchase these or anything else, use those links in the description below because you can purchase these from Audio Advice along with a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you have questions, drop them in the comment section below and I will try to answer them. These are great headphones. Again, don't have any issues recommending them. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you next time.